Hello, hello, and hello there once again. I'm going to bring on my Instagram friends. One moment. Okay, just make sure. Let's see. One moment. Okay, so thank you for your patience. My throat here just started acting up, so I had to go get something for that. So I apologize, but I'm ready and rearing and aiming to go. So let's get it. Okay. So once again, welcome to the Sonya Dungee podcast, presented by Always Destined for Greatness LLC, where conversation is always the essence of the soul. I am your host, Sonya Dungee, and I am still bringing the heat to the Facebook, YouTube, and IG streets. And that's for sure. Excuse me. Probably going to hear me do a lot of that, but I apologize. Okay, so before we get started tonight, I just want to say a couple of things. First, I want to thank you for all of you who have been joining, who have been liking, sharing, comment, or even if you have watched the replay and showing support. So I 100% appreciate you. And also all the DMs and the phone calls and the text messages as well. And I wanted you to know that I value and I appreciate you and I love you all. And what is so exciting for me is when I get a message or it's posted on someone's Facebook that they refer me to, where they take something that was discussed in a previous episode and then they're taking a picture while they're doing it, whether it's self-care and self-love, or I got one picture of someone sitting in their car and making like this beautiful face, and with the comment on the top, another at the nail salon getting a pedicure. So I was like, yes. So continue doing that, please. That really, really does something great for my heart. So I wanted to thank you for that. Those selfies are incredible. And it pretty much validates that everything that we're doing here on the podcast is working and we are reaching out to the right people and they're hearing the message, they're receiving it. So thank you once again for that. So again, so in this episode number 88, we're going to be discussing a few things that I really started to think about, because I know we talk a lot about goals, we talk about dreams and going hard in this in this last quarter of 2024 and going into 2025 like gangbusters. And we're still going to do that. But I just felt like there were some other things, some loose ends that we needed to tighten up as well. So tonight I'm going to discuss with you, and we're going to compare two types of mindsets and ways to develop the stronger of the two. Okay, so we're going to jump right into it. And before that, I'm sorry, I should have said that. For those of you who don't know who I am, who are watching the replay or live for the first time, just want to share a few things about me. I promise that I am going to make it brief, real brief. So the catalyst that got me down the path that I am traveling at this time was when my dad, John Shadrach Dungee, unexpectedly went to be with the Lord. And in that occurrence that came totally out of left field, some things happened in my life that I'm going to share with you now. So on January 23rd, the day I will never forget, 2021. It was 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It happened at the VA hospital in Northport, New York, where I sat there and held my dad's hand as he took his last breath here on this earth and his first breath up in heaven. But as a result of that, it catapulted me in a really bad, dark place. I was lying to anybody and everybody who would ask me, well, how are you feeling today? Which that's a no-no. Can't ask that question. And we spoke about that too. So go back in the podcast and ask, like, how do you console somebody who is going through grief or some type of life challenge, and what not to say to them as well. But so in that moment, while I was lying to everyone around me by telling them I was okay when I really wasn't, I started to lose a lot of weight rapidly. I wasn't even trying to, because if I would try to, I probably wouldn't have been able to do it. But I was just existing. I was just going through my day-to-day activities. I was going to my job, which was across the living room into my shisha room, where I remained in there for my 7.5, 8 hour stint for the day, shut down the system at the end of my tour, proceeded back into my room through the living room. And this continued day after day after day after day after day. I was feeling stuck. I had no direction. I felt I had no purpose. I felt that there was no end in sight. I felt that I couldn't speak to anybody because I didn't want my family members to keep reliving it over and over, the grief that they were feeling, while they themselves was trying to move forward. So I kept it to myself, unbeknownst to me that my sister and other family members knew, because I was being ratted out. But, it was the right thing for them to do in the end. And I continued down this path for 342. I know I say 340, but it's exactly 342 days until I made the conscious decision that I couldn't do it anymore, that I sorry. So I beat out the 499 billion sperm to be here, and my life was purposeful. I could have passed, but I didn't. I'm still here. And once I made that conscious decision and to do something about it, my life forever changed. Fast forward till today. Excuse me. So today, I am a transformation coach, and I help those who were pretty much like myself, who are suffering in silence and feeling stuck with no end, no direction. And I help them to be able to go forward in achieving their goals and their dreams, taking it one day at a time, so that they can then emulate, meaning do what I taught them how to do, and find their true purpose in life as well. So tonight, again, we are going to be discussing, sorry, two types of mindsets and ways that we are going to be able to develop them stronger. So the first one is called the fixed mindset. Okay. And a fixed mindset means it's that belief, it's that ability and qualities that they're permanent and they can't be changed. So they feel like whatever it is, it is, and we can't do anything about it. We can't fix it. We just have to accept it for what it is. And then the definition of a growth mindset is one that believes that a person's ability assistance. Okay. So with the growth mindset, it's I remembered it as that empowered mindset. And while the fixed mindset, I call it the negative Nelly, is not going to change. It's just fixated on whatever that thought is and leave them alone. Don't bother. Done. Okay. So with the growth mindset, you say things like, I can if I set my mind to it. And the fix says, I'm not good at it. There's no sense in even trying to do it. So I'm not. And the growth mindset might say, well, this might be a little bit frustrating, but however, I'm going to do it. I got this. I'm going to persevere. Okay. I got this. The fixed mindset, AKA negative Nelly, says it's more like, this is frustrating. Just forget it. I'm out. I give up. See ya. Okay. Growth mindset believes that dedication and hard work will pay off. The fixed mindset, talent makes for success. If I make an effort, it is not going to work. Okay. So I guess you get the picture by now. And so the growth mindset people, they'll look at a glass of water and they'll see it as half full. Okay. But that fixed mindset, those negative Nellies, they're going to say that glass of water is half empty and ain't nothing going to change about that water unless somebody pours more water to it. Okay. So a quick exercise for you. And you don't have to put it in the chat, but just to yourself, ask yourself, do I have a fixed mindset or do I have a growth mindset? Okay. Remember, the growth mindset's empowered. It can do all things. And the fixed mindset is negative Nelly. Okay. So if you dare to tell the truth and you just so happen to be with a fixed mindset, it's no worries. You got time. See, you have a superpower. You possess a power that you can change that mindset. You can develop it into a growth mindset if that's what you choose. Okay, so in that, I'm going to give you a couple of ways. So the first, see, how would I explain this to you? Okay, so the first one would be to identify your current mindset. But however, I already had you do that. So you've already asked the question, what type of mindset do I have? So the first question would normally be, is which one do I associate with? What mindset do I have? Okay. But in your defense, you don't know what you don't know. So you might not have ever realized that you had a fixed mindset if that's what you have. But now you're aware, if you have a fixed mindset, that if you don't want to continue with a fixed mindset and you want to turn that in so that you can go hard and go strong in this last quarter of 2024 and go in like a power horse in 2025, you can change that mindset. Okay. So now that you've done the first step, the second would be to accept your challenges. Okay. Say to yourself, I got this. I'm going to make it a point to learn and grow from this. I am not going to be defeated. I can do this. Okay. And the third thing would be grace. You have to give yourself grace in the process. Okay. Because it's not going to happen overnight for you or the night after that. Okay. And you might fall back a little bit. You might regress, but then you're going to get back up again and you're going to progress. Okay. You're going to start all over again. You're going to progress, but this time you're going to come even harder and stronger because now you're aware that you can do this. Okay. And remember, in this, progress is the 4 is you have to take action. You have to do something. Okay. But you have to take positive action. So that action that you can take that's positive is something that I talk about, that everybody's talking about, because everybody wants to go hard and strong this last quarter and go power horsing in 2025, gang busting, all of that. Okay. So you have to give yourself grace, and you have to give yourself a pat on the back. So it doesn't happen overnight. So you have to remember that, or the next day, but little steps, one day at a time. Progress is the process. And then be like, wow, I did that. Thank you. Okay. 5 is you have to change your feelings of failure. You have to learn to welcome failure, because that too is part of the progress. The process. It's part of the process, excuse me, to progression. Okay. So that is an opportunity to learn and to grow. Perfect example. We've all tried to ride a bicycle when we were little and we couldn't do it. We had to get the little wheels in the back, the little train wheels, because if we didn't, and we didn't know how to keep our balance yet, we would fall. But when we did fall, we got back up again because we knew we wanted to ride that bike, right? At the end of the day, I remember my bike. It was purple and it had the banana bars on it, and I had a bell on it, and I had a basket in the front. You couldn't tell little Sonya anything. I was going to ride that bike. Okay. So by me continuously falling and getting back up and not allowing myself to be defeated, I learned how to ride that bike. And then my dad, he only had one training wheel on there. So I learned real quick. If I feel like I'm going to fall, I'm going to go this way. So I can't fall because it's like a kickstand right there and with wheels. But if I go this way, I am going to fall because there's nothing over there that's going to pull me back. Okay. So give yourself that grace and change those, learn and grow. Okay. And lastly, how many times have you heard this before? Community. Community makes all the difference. Okay. Because you can't go it alone. You need accountability, whether it's a community of accountability partners, as you want to say, or it's a community of people like-minded, same direction they're traveling as you. They understand where you're coming from. They're not going to lie to you, and they're not going to judge you, but they're going to be there in support of you, as you are in support of them through their trials and their tribulations as well. So again, I'm going to go through them very briefly so that you got a great handle on it and that you continue down your path. Okay. So the first one you already did. Congratulations. You already answered that question. Okay. So you identified which of the 2 mindsets you were. And if you were the growth mindset, you're already on your way. If you were not, you were on the fixed mindset, and it's okay. It's okay, because number 1, you came to the realization that you are, and if you are interested in making a change, you will. We can't change everybody, can't pull everybody off the struggle bus. I'm not trying right now tonight. I am just putting it out there for you to see it and think about it differently, and to realize that if you are, you can make a change, okay, one day at a time. And that will help you in your future endeavors, especially in your goals. And that will give you a banging last quarter, okay? And you can go into next quarter of 2025, all that in a bag of chips, ready to get it going, doing what you got to do. All right. So, and don't beat yourself up about it. If you had that fixed mindset, which you're going to change because you didn't know. Who can blame you? You don't know what you don't know. You didn't know. We're not blaming you. We're not shunning you. We're not pointing our finger at you. Helping you. Okay. 2, you have to accept the challenge. Okay. Got to say, no matter what, I got this. I got this. And you know what I say? When somebody asks me, how are you? Right? They always say, oh, how are you today? Or how are you doing? I said, I woke up this morning. So everything else is operational. I got this. Okay. So you can borrow that if you would like. It really, really helps me in so many ways. Prayer first, then that. All right. So after you accept that you got this and you don't negate from that, just be positive and say, I got this and I'm going to accept this. I'm going to give myself some grace. I know that I'm not going to change overnight. I know there's going to be some bumps along the way. I know I might even fall back and regress, but I'm going to get back up so I can progress. Okay. I'm going to start all over again and then I'm going to move forward even stronger and further than the first time. Okay. And I have to take action, a positive action. And that is towards my goals. Okay. Because that's a part of it. I got to work on my goals and a positive, smart goals. And when I accomplish them, I'm going to celebrate them. That's an added bonus for you. So 5 is now 6, which is change your feelings on failure. Failure is not the end of the world. We've all failed. We've all failed. We've all, no matter who. Okay? There's no person on this earth that can tell you they've never failed. Because if they tell you that, they're storytelling. Okay? So change those feelings and welcome failure and know that it is that opportunity for you to learn. All right. And community is big. Community gets me through so many things, even when I don't realize that I am counting, relying, leaning on my community. And I gave you guys a story already about my mom's funeral and whatnot, and didn't even realize it was because I knew I was going to be with my community after, and I knew that I was going to be in a safe place, and I knew if I laughed or I cried or if I joked or if I was just quiet, they would understand. But they were there and they were supportive, and I appreciate that, value that, and I'll never let go of my community, whether it be the best of my friends and family, because I have friends that I consider to be family. And I have people in my community that are my family that I love and I adore them so much. I've never even met the people, but I love them because I know that they're there. And I know they support me. They lift me up. They challenge me. They keep me accountable. So that's what I got for you tonight. Also, 2 days ago, I did drop the registration link for my next masterclass, and it's going to be for strategic, 4 key strategies. I'm sorry. You could earn a lucrative income while doing so. Okay, so I did drop that link, so you can look for that. I will drop it. Are limited available based on first come, first serve. I'm super excited about this next one as well. It's all about changing lives, helping people grow, just as I've had people help me in my endeavors in my darkest moments to get me to where I am tonight. So I thank you all for joining. You mean the world to me. Keep doing what it is that you are definitely doing. Keep sending your positive feedback. Please send me any topics of discussion that you would like me to research and bring back to you. Just keeping the best versions of yourself, and don't allow for the negativity of this world to bring you down. And those of you who are in the, I should say, eye or direction of this hurricane that is supposedly coming through late tonight, I want to say that you're my thoughts and my prayers, and that I will be praying for you. Um, and please use social media in the sense that let your friends and loved ones know that you are doing well. Just do well checks so that we all know, because I love on everybody, and I just want to make sure everybody is safe. And I know that, when you look at the radio, I mean, listen to the radio, you watch TV, or even on social media, all these things pop up and categories and this and that, and they scare you tremendously. And I understand, so I don't watch that. But in my mind, I still think about my friends, my loved ones, and everybody. Just want to make sure that everybody is doing well. You got this. Just do what you got this, and you will persevere this. Okay. And I want to, before I shut down, I want to visit my Instagram, people, if I can. And there you are, everyone. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. I love you. Um, Thank you. Value, fixed mindset, and growth mindset. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Just think of which one of the two that you are. And if you are even midway, you just got some steps in how to turn that around for you. Just continue to be the best version of yourselves. Be safe in those streets. Keep your health going. As you know, I say all the time, if something's not right, you know what to do about it. Go get the opinion and listen to Tennille, and she'll help you with the rest of the way. Um, until we meet again, which will be tomorrow, remember to be always destined for greatness. Your greatness, your very best, not to be compared with anyone else. Until then, bye for now.